What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Z Sports and Entertainment. I am Z, and I am sleepy as. Anyway, we're gonna keep this train rolling. Yesterday, teams, NFL. We talking about NFL. Teams were able to cut their rosters down to 53. They have not assembled their practice squads yet, but they have cut their rosters down to 53. So now we can really get into the NFL the way we really want to. We're a little under 2 weeks away from kickoff, and I'm excited. I'm excited, man. It's almost here. It's almost back. It's almost that time. I'm excited. I'm truly excited. So to make our way back into the NFL, to get back into the football flow of things, we're going to do a division by division breakdown. All 8 divisions. We're gonna do a breakdown. At the end of that breakdown, we're gonna give a prediction as far as who I think will win the division. And these are preseason predictions, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But if I'm right, I'm right. I'm just saying. So yeah, we're gonna pop it off. We're gonna get started with the NFC East. The NFC East, in my opinion, is gonna be one of the more competitive divisions in football. There's a very good chance this Nat want to mess with me right now. Like, seriously? All this space in here, you want to bother me right now. Anyway, NFC East. Very competitive. We're going to be a very competitive division. I mean, from top to bottom, even looking at the Commanders and what they're doing, and it's going to be a very competitive division. This could be a division where multiple teams make playoff bids, or this could be a division where these teams beat up on each other so much that the only playoff team will be the division winner. So it could go a lot of different ways. It could go a lot of different ways. Let's talk about it. We're going to pop it off with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm finna kill the fuck out of this Nat, I swear. And you on the screen? For real, bro? That's so annoying. I'm so sorry. That's so annoying. Anyway, Dallas Cowboys. Very interesting offseason. They released Ezekiel Elliott, brought in some pieces. They were able to bring in Brandon Cooks, Stephon Gilmore. Those were the 2 biggest additions that they were able to bring in. You know, they had the draft picks, Mozzie Smith in the first round, a guy who I feel like is going to be a stud in the NFL and probably like a Darren Sproles 2.0. Deuce Vaughn, running back, Kansas State. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Deuce Vaughn is going to be a problem, and I can't wait for the rest of the NFL to see it. A lot of them have already saw it. Some of the moves that he was putting on guys this preseason were ridiculous. I feel like he's going to get a respectable amount of carries behind Tony Pollard, even though I don't think Deuce Vaughn is going to be this number 2 running back. I don't think. Don't quote me on that. But obviously the big news coming out of Dallas is the Trey Lance trade from San Francisco. Dallas Cowboys gave up a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance, and to be honest with you, I'm with a lot of other people. I don't necessarily know what this means. I don't know if Jerry Jones just had the mindset of we can get the number 3 overall pick for a 4th-round pick and just felt like it was too good to pass up, or if this is a situation where Dak might need to perform very well. You would want Dak to perform very well anyway, but oh my God, this is bothering me. This is so bothering me. You want Dak to perform well anyway. You want him to. You want Dak to be who you paid him to be. But You don't make a trade of this magnitude for no reason, with all due respect. I mean, Trey Lance is going into his third season. So even if this is a situation where he sits all year, he sits all year. If you pick up his fifth-year option, you still got 2 years of this kid. Dak comes out here and leads the league in interceptions again, and knowing that you have a highly touted backup in Trey, I mean, how do you not pull the plug? That's very difficult for me. So I don't know what that means. I mean, you look at the team; they got the O-line. You know, they got Pollard and Vaughn in the backfield. You got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and Brandon Cooks. You have a variety of tight ends, so you would think that Dak has everything he needs in order to be successful. You know, Dan Quinn's still the defensive coordinator. They look good on the defensive side of the ball. They could very well have the best cornerback tandem in the league with Diggs and Gilmore. And, did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? I don't think I got him. Anyway, and you may very well have the best player in football in Michael Parsons. Dallas has, in my opinion, everything they need in order to be successful. Where Dallas falls short, in my opinion, is coaching. Kellen Moore is no longer there. He's with the Chargers now, so we'll see. We'll see what Big Mike can cook up. So on paper, the Cowboys look very good, but we'll see. Let's move on to the New York Giants. They also had a very interesting offseason. They extended their quarterback, Danny Dimes, so he's going to be there. Saquon went through a little bit of controversy within the organization as far as, being paid what he's worth and value, and they were able to work something out on a 1-year deal. And so you're going to get the best of Saquon this year. You make the trade for Darren Waller. I mean, where the Giants are going to fall short, in my opinion, is receiver. They have good and decent receivers. They don't, in my opinion, have necessarily a number one guy. That's why Darren Waller, to me, is going to be so important. The offensive line for the Giants seems to be getting solidified. You got the 2 young tackles, and you seem to have a very solid interior, but the defensive side of the ball is where those guys are going to make plays. Between Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams and Azeez Ojulari and Thibodeau, I have very, very, very big feeling that Thibodeau is going to break out this season and have double-digit, maybe anywhere from 15 to 20 sacks this season. The secondary, you still got Xavier McKinney, and the newest addition that they acquired from the Arizona Cardinals for a 7th-round pick, Isaiah Simmons. I don't understand that either. It's hard for me to believe that they couldn't have traded him elsewhere for better value. I mean, that seems like a trade to where the Giants called them and they were just like, you know what, we'll give you a 7th for Isaiah Simmons. And it sounds like it was like a joke taken serious. Like, I mean, to see the talent that he has, to see the potential that he has, even though he's been in the league a couple years, and even though you've probably seen more deficiencies than you've seen, like, okay, this is what this guy can do. You got to understand, man, this kid's played everywhere. This kid's played safety, corner, nickel, inside linebacker, outside linebacker, edge rush. I mean, you look at his defensive snaps breakdown, and it's like literally ridiculous. He needs to find a home, and I hopefully with Wink Martindale, they can get him in some schemes and get him in some situations where he can make some plays. But I don't think it's going to be that hard for him to make plays in this defense when you have guys like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams and Thibodeau. I mean, they got playmakers. So he's not going to be the first or second guy on the opposing team's scouting report. There's a chance he could get forgotten about a couple of weeks. Just saying. I think the Giants I don't think the Giants are in as good a shape as the Cowboys, but I do think the Giants have the potential to be very good. And who knows if Daniel Jones takes that next step, if one of these young receivers emerges as a number one. You never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. Let's move on to the what do we got? Ooh, the Philadelphia Eagles, more like the Philadelphia Dogs. This is tough for me because since I've been watching the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the most hated teams by me. As you know, I'm a Falcons fan, and it just seems like the Eagles are the team that's always in our way, keeping us from where we want to get to as far as playoffs or NFC. Going back to like Donovan McNabb, Mike Vick, and then even somewhat recently, when Mike Vick went to the Eagles and they would come back to Atlanta and it would just be more Eagles fans than Falcons fans. And then the year after the Super Bowl when we had to go up to Philly and they beat us in the NFC divisional round in Philly. I mean, I just don't like them. I just don't like them. It's starting to become harder not to like them just due to the makeup of their roster. You know, Jalen Hurts is a very respectable quarterback. He's very respected, works his ass off. I mean, you look at the backfield, they got DeAndre Swift. I mean, they got more than Swift, but he's a Georgia Bulldog. And then you look at just the rest of the team. I mean, Kelsey, how can you not love Kelsey? Devontae Smith. And it just sucks because they got a lot of good guys. They got a lot of good guys, and they got a lot of good players who you want to like and who you want to root for. But it's like, this organization has caused me so much pain. It's just like, why couldn't you just be wearing another uniform? I mean, and then it's like the ultimate slap in the face because, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and Nakobe Dean and Keely Ringo and Swift. And it's like, really, Howie? Like, that's what we doing? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Don't get me wrong, they did lose a lot. They lost TJ Edwards. They lost Javon Hargraves. I mean, they lost some people. But Nakobe Dean, who didn't play a big role last year, is looking like he's going to step into that, green dot, signal caller for the defense. And, Jordan Davis, who played last year, but he didn't have a huge role in the defense, and Ndamukong Suh's gone, Linval Joseph's gone, Hargrave is gone. So Jordan Davis is going to get his fair share of work. Jalen Carter, everybody's talking about how much of a dog and how much of a beast he's going to be. Aaron Donald, Chris Jones type potential. I already knew that, of course, because I've been watching him the last 3 years at Georgia. But knowing what he went through this offseason as far as, post-championship up until draft day, it was a rough couple months for him. And to see him getting the respect and the love and it just feels good. Excuse me. I'm worried about their secondary. They were able to bring back Slay and Bradbury. They drafted Keely Ringo, who's amazing. I'm not sure if Eli Rooks made the team. Hold on one second, y'all. I just want to make sure that I know this for sure before I, just say it. Yeah. Cornerback Eli Rooks, he made the team. So, you got, and then they still got Maddox. So you got 5 quality corners. I'm a little worried about him at safety. Chauncey Gardner's gone. I think Epps is gone as well. They do still have Blankenship, I believe. But the Eagles looks like one of those teams on paper where it looks like, as far as the division goes, it could be between them and the Cowboys. But on paper, the Eagles, maybe 49ers. Outside of that, I can't really tell you, but they look like they could be the best team in the NFC. Just me talking. They also made a pretty big trade with Denver for tight end Big O. He's a big ass target, man. I mean, of course Dallas Goedert is gonna be tight end one, but this kid had a hell of a preseason. He's got a lot of potential. He was the reason that they were so okay with getting rid of Noah Fant in Denver, trading him to Seattle to get Russ back. I mean, I don't really know what's happening in Denver. I don't know if Dulich is just balling that much or what, but he's gonna be good in that offense. Good big blocker. I mean, he got hands. He got soft hands. He can do a lot of different things in this Nick Sirianni offense. I'm hoping that DeAndre Swift has somewhat of a breakout season. I don't want to go as far as saying he'll do what Miles Sanders did last year, but I think DeAndre Swift could do some great things in Philly. I really do. It's tough. I mean, they got the all-pro quarterback. They got the running back by committee, and all those running backs are good. They got, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Lord have mercy. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins. I mean, they just got pieces, guys. They just got pieces. So, Eagles are going to be tough. Eagles are going to be real tough. Last but not least, we got the Washington Commanders. This team has been through so much. Daniel Snyder out. Josh Harris and his owner. Talks about them going back to the Washington Redskins. Situation between, Ron Rivera and Eric Bieniemy. If you don't know, apparently some players went to Ron Rivera about Bieniemy being a little too hard on the players, and I don't know, Pat McAfee had a great take on this. It's starting to feel like Ron Rivera's just kind of checked out. I don't know all the details of the Bieniemy situation, but I know enough to know that it's just don't look good, don't sound good, probably ain't good. So hopefully they can rebound from that, because that's never a good look. Then there's the situation with, Ron Rivera making a statement about Sam Howell, who is now the starting quarterback. Said something along the lines of, damn, if I knew this kid was this good, I would have played him a lot sooner. And that kind of pissed a lot of people in the NFL off, because it's like, wait a minute, bro. You the head coach, you the GM. You don't call offensive plays. You don't call the defensive plays. What the fuck are you doing? So that kind of raised a couple of questions, a couple of eyebrows. It's very hard to believe that Ron Rivera is going to be in Washington much longer. The new ownership group wasn't the group that hired him. Winning solves all. And when you look at the team on paper, you got Sam Howell at quarterback. He has the potential to be pretty damn good. And from what it looks like in this preseason, he might actually be pretty damn good. The backs in the backfield, Robinson and Gibson, they could be pretty damn good. I mean, the receivers, you still got, scared Terry McLaurin. You got Jahan Dodson, who was in the first round last year, and then you still got Curtis Samuels, and at tight end you got Logan Thomas, and offensive line might be a struggle because I don't necessarily think they have any solid blocks up there. But they got playmakers for sure. They definitely have playmakers, and their defense is gonna be what carries them. That front 3, 4, that front 7, it's gonna carry him. It's gonna carry him. And everything I'm seeing out of camp is saying that Emmanuel Forbes is gonna be a stud. I was just watching his mic'd up, and dude, from a body build and just physique standpoint, he looks like Sauce Gardner. If you was to put him in the Jets uniform, number 1, you wouldn't be able to tell me that wasn't Sauce. I mean, hopefully he can play as good as Sauce, but he might be all right. He might be all right. It looks like he could be going into the season as cornerback 1. I like Washington. I do. Personally, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to give the other teams in that division fits. I do. I think they're going to give them fits, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'll just give like a little slick division winner. I mean, if I had to pick one right now, I would say Philly. I would say Philly. That team seems to have the most stability. You could go Dallas, but I feel like the Trey Lance trade could possibly hurt them. I feel like it could really do some mental damage to Dak. I really do. I mean, Dak seems to be someone who handles pressure pretty well, but you just never know, man. You just never know. If I had to pick, I would probably go Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders. That's probably the order in which I would go: Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. So, first division preview. First division, we done talked about the NFC East. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this division, man. Next, we're gonna talk about the AFC East. We're gonna go back and forth. Last year I think I did all NFC, then all AFC, all AFC, then all NFC. This year we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna bounce back and forth. Hey, put that shit on. Anyway. We're gonna bounce back and forth. So next division we talk about is gonna be the AFC East. I'm not sure if that's the next video I'm gonna do, but the next division we talk about is gonna be the AFC East. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and share. I appreciate y'all, man. It's a slow grind, but it's a grind. I love y'all. Z out.